Welcome to the big match preview fuelled by Co-op. I am joined by Adam Boultwood and Duncan Alexander.
Hello.
Lads, is football coming home?
I've been reliably informed by everyone I've spoken to in the past week that it is coming home. So
I agree.
I think it is, yeah.
Well, I don't like the phrase "it's coming home." To be honest.
You can't do
people,
that.
it's being misappropriated because if you think the lyrics were "it's coming home" because England were hosting a tournament.
Mate,
so unless they're switching the knockout stage to England, I can't get behind
I thought it was representing the fact that we invented the game. I thought it was kind of bringing it back home for
It's
that
coming
reason.
home. It's coming home.
I think it's going to happen. I'm sure you have already noticed that we've employed a bit of squad rotation, perhaps as a homage to Gareth Southgate. That is because our other lads, Flav, James and Sam, are all currently on the way to Russia. They're going to be going to this game against Belgium. Let's see how they're getting on.
How you doing, Rory? On our way to Russia. We're now 4 hours outside of Kaliningrad on a lay-by in Poland. Absolutely no idea where we are. We still don't have tickets. We still don't know really where we are. But the excitement is building.
Yeah,
it really is.
We do have a couple of leads, and hopefully we'll be able to find someone to sort us out. But we're really excited. It's been a long drive.
It has been a long drive. We're nearly there.
Now the big game is tomorrow, and make sure that you are set for it with this great Co-op deal. You can get 2 pizzas, 4 Budweisers, all for a £5 at selected stores, and make sure that you drink responsibly. Lads, how does Gareth Southgate approach this game? Surely he prioritises momentum.
Yeah, I mean, there has been some suggestion that potentially finishing second is better for England in terms of their progression in the tournament, but I think, you know, what Gareth Southgate said before the game, he's going to go for the win. I think we can expect some rotation. I think it's important to manage the minutes of players like Harry Kane, for example, get some game time for likes of Eric Dyer, potentially Danny Rose, Gary Cahill. So I think we can expect some changes, but I don't think Gareth Southgate's going to weaken the team in order to try and contrive to finish second in some way.
I think he'll be hungry for the win, won't he? 9 points would be a wonderful thing to achieve.
Yeah, I mean, England have only ever won all 3 group games once. That was back in 1982. So, you know, given we only got 1 point 4 years ago, this would be an improvement. But yeah, I mean, I think it's very difficult, isn't it? Because you can say finishing second is going to maybe have an easier path, but who's to say it's easier?
I don't think we should be so arrogant to say we'd rather play Japan or Senegal over Colombia. I think each of those teams are going to be a challenge. We should sort of cross that bridge when we come to it, but it's going to be tough whether we play in the next round.
For sure. Now, the player who everybody's talking about is, of course, Harry Kane.
The man.
Do we preserve Harry Kane, or do we allow him to continue and flourish and score as many goals as possible?
I think he's going to play, he's going to start the game, I think, because he's hungry for goals. I mean, you think about it, what's got the bigger chance of happening? Kane winning the Golden Boot or England winning the World Cup? You'd probably say Kane winning the Golden Boot. Well, possibly, but you know, Kane has got a really good shot. And how many chances do players ever get in their entire career? You know, this is Ronaldo's first proper shot at getting the Golden Boot at a World Cup. So, you know, I think, and it's interesting, if you look at the Panama game, they didn't actually substitute him till his 3rd goal was confirmed. It was like they said to him at half-time, you can have a hat-trick, but as soon as you score the 3rd, we're taking you off. I think they'd have left him on if that goal had been overruled.
Do you agree with that approach? Like, the Golden Boot is effectively irrelevant. The World Cup would be an incredible thing to happen to this country. Surely we shouldn't be prioritising a player's individual achievements.
I don't think they're prioritising it. They're just sort of, you know.
But it shouldn't be a factor in our manager's approach.
It's not one or the other, though. I think he's obviously hungry for goals. He's driven, and that is his goal is to win the Golden Boot. I don't think that's a bad thing. He's got that drive in him.
It's been a long time since we've had an English player who's got that drive. You know, the sort of drive that you see from Ronaldo. Yeah, exactly. So. And I'm sure if he gets a goal or 2 early on, they'll take him off at half-time or whatever.
But we will see changes elsewhere in the team. Anywhere in particular you think we need to give? For me, I think Jordan Henderson has been magnificent and definitely needs a rest.
I'd like to see Eric Dyer get some minutes for that reason, sort of rotate him in. We might need Dyer in the other rounds as well. When we come up against better opposition, we might need that sort of double pivot almost with Dyer and Henderson alongside each other. So him getting some game time would be great. Danny Rose as well, I think maybe in that left back for Ashley Young. He's obviously 32, he's already exerted himself in 2 full games. So Danny Rose can get some minutes, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me what's interesting is England are now playing to a system, and it's almost like you can rotate better now because the players will come in. We saw them play against Costa Rica pretty much in the last friendly, and they all knew their roles. Whereas I think in previous tournaments where you had, like, you know, just picking your 11 big name players, when you change that, everyone's like, oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
It's a really weird position for us to be in. All England fans debating this and actually having options. This is something that I can't really remember happening with an England team in the past.
I know, it's confusing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing a formation which, other than Italia 90, which went quite well, they've not really ever toyed with in a tournament. and they're just controlling games. I mean, their pass completion against Panama was like 93%. It was actually their third highest pass completion rate ever recorded by Opta 1966 onwards. So, you know, that isn't very English. That's, you know.
Yeah. It's very un-English.
Yeah.
It's massively un-English.
See, yeah.
My issue with that, as much as I want to kind of be on board with your optimism there, have England actually been tested yet?
I mean, I think it's fair to say the two moderate opponents we've faced so far in Tunisia and Panama, we should be beating them comfortably. You maybe, if you're being harsh, could say we haven't kept clean sheets in those games. There's maybe a few little question marks over that. But I think, obviously, Belgium potentially represent the first true test of this England side to get a measure of them. But we're expecting a lot of rotation as well, so it's going to be interesting to see what sort of side Martinez puts out.
So, Duncan, do you think that Belgium are genuine contenders for this World Cup?
I think they possibly are, but they've basically got the same issue as England. They've only played Tunisia and Panama so far. I mean, they are, if they win by 3 goals against England, which let's hope they don't, but if they do, they'll be the first time in World Cup history that a team has won 3 games in a row by 3 goals or more. So, you know, they look good, but, you know, same caveats as England, I think.
Yeah. Do you see them as a genuine contender?
I think they're obviously a very strong team. They've got one of the strongest squads on paper under Martinez. If you like this, Duncan. They've won 11 of their 12 competitive matches under.
Are you trying to outstat Duncan?
I'm trying my best.
Mate, you've got to know your audience.
They've scored 51 goals, but only conceded 8, so they're obviously a very good
God,
team. Thank you.
How many more have you got?
But as I was saying, I think the rotation that we can expect, I mean, the reports are Lukaku could be rested, Hazard could be rested, De Bruyne could be rested. I think they've got a lot of strength in depth, so I think they're still going to be a challenge for England. But I think there is that opportunity for Gareth Southgate's team to finish top of the group there.
Do you know what my reservation, when people talk about Belgium as being potential winners, my reservation is minerals. I'm not convinced that this Belgium team have what it takes. You know the fight that is necessary.
The intangible of minerals.
Yeah,
right.
you know the fight that is necessary, the sheer desire to win this tournament.
Yeah, you watch Hazard week in, week out, so you know well.
I know full well. I know how wonderful a footballer he is, but I would also say that on occasion, when we've needed him to step up at the biggest stage, for example, away at Barcelona, away at the Nou Camp, he can be anonymous in those fixtures.
It's an incredible side they've got, the squad.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those teams that you look at the whole squad list, on paper it looks brilliant, but like you say, football is a lot of intangibles put together, and I think possibly more than England actually, a defeat, if they rotate in this game and lose, I think that could affect them in the later rounds. So, you know, it's a very strange situation where 2 teams, but both are through, they probably know that finishing second is better, they're very close on all the things that divide them. So, you know, it's going to be quite an odd match. I mean, I saw someone tweet yesterday that FIFA should basically draw the last 16 during the tournament, so you don't know who you're going to get, like you would in the Champions League. Yeah. Because it's kind of spoilt some of the matches in the final group stage, because it's suddenly, you know, everyone knows you've got to do this or we don't want to play them. It kind of messes it up.
Yeah, that would be a good suggestion actually. I like that one. I think that there's another huge Achilles heel with regard to Belgium. That is Roberto Martinez.
I just told you the stats, Rory. You're not on board.
Your stats were phenomenal, and I was amazed that you remembered them so perfectly. But Martinez, for me, it took a long time for people in the Premier League to realise that he wasn't quite the man that people hoped he was. Do you think that Martinez is a man that can lead a country to the biggest accolade around?
I mean, Adam mentioned then that, you know, he's got a good defensive record with Belgium, but obviously overall in his career, less. I mean, one of his Wigan teams conceded 72 goals and didn't go down, which is a record in the Premier League. So normally, if you concede that many goals, you're definitely going down. But that's kind of the mystery of Martinez, really. You know, they're defensively suspect, you know, kind of tactically pure in the sense that he doesn't change much depending on what happens in games.
Yeah.
And you know that in a tournament like a World Cup, which is you know, decided by such fine margins, and in game, you know, there's not many games late on. That's going to be a key thing, I think.
This one is so finely poised. Let's see what the lads in Russia think.
Predictions for England versus Belgium. We're not coming all this way to watch a defeat or a draw. England are going to win this game. They're going to win it 2-1, and Vardy will be scoring that winning goal.
2-1, you're being generous. 4-0 to England. Belgium are going to rest all their key men, and England are going to pump them because of it.
Well, I think 4-0 for the exact same reason that Sam's just given. Absolutely no way we've come all this way. They're going to do it for us. We're bringing football home. You're welcome.
Right, Flav and Sam are very confident. James a little bit more realistic. Lads, how are you feeling?
It's hard to say, but I think I'm going to go for 3-1 to England. Harry Kane hat-trick, he's on for the golden boot, done. Football's coming home.
Duncan, agree?
Well, these two teams played the first ever 4-4 draw in World Cup history.
Wow.
And who's to say that couldn't happen again, looking at both defences and both attacks. So let's say 3-3, keep it realistic.
OK, and I'm going to agree with you, Adam. I think that England are going to win, keep the momentum going. I think 2-1 England. Right, so a huge game in store.
Yes.
Any superstitions? You're going to be doing anything in particular to make sure that England get the result we need?
I have been singing Football's Coming Home in its entirety, hand on heart, before the Tunisia and Panama game, so I think just keep that going.
The 98 version, do you start with Gareth Southgate, the whole of England is with
96, 98, it's bad luck.
OK, you're looking at me like I'm mad, but you're the one who sings it in its entirety.
There's nothing wrong with that, we all do. I thought we were all on board with this.
Well, no. World in motion, I'll go with, even though John Barnes says there's only one way to beat him, get round the back, and he made one successful cross in 5 games, so if you don't follow your own lyrics...
Yeah, you've just undermined your entire purpose. Any superstitions, genuinely?
Well, I'm a numbers man, aren't I? So, you know, I'm all about objectivity. But I've just remembered I haven't actually been able to drink during the first 2 England games. I'm now concerned that, you know, maybe...
Stay teetotal.
Yeah.
That's right. For the good of the nation.
I'm willing to do it for the good of the country, yeah.
Have you got a superstition?
I've got a couple. I'm a very superstitious man.
What are we talking?
I am not going to get my hair cut until this tournament is over.
Wow.
One way or the other.
Yeah.
Not until England ever win the World Cup, because that could...
No, that could be potentially disastrous.
Yeah.
But this tournament, I will not get my hair cut this tournament until it's over for England, one way or the other. Guys, do you have any superstitions that we need to know about? Please comment below, let us know what you are doing, let us know what your friends are doing, and if we like them, perhaps somebody in the Ball Street team will adopt them. Right, so there we have it. Make sure that you are set for this huge game with this brilliant co-op offer. You get 2 co-op pizzas, 4 Budweisers, all for £5. The T's and C's are in the description below. Guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Rory.
It's been a joy. Duncan Alexander, Adam Boultwood. Guys, let us know your score predictions in the comments below, and we will see you on the next co-op preview.